Hi everyone, good day. This is Dr. Von, and for today we'll be talking about your amino acid. I believe you already had a discussion with the introduction to biochemistry. I believe you have learned already that your biochemistry will mainly discuss the four major macromolecules. You have your carbohydrates, you have your lipids, you have your nucleic acid, and most importantly, you will have your proteins. But for my topic, will focus on amino acid. Remember that amino acid is said to be the building blocks of your protein. So, kumbaga, ang protein natin are made up of your amino acid. So, again, no, we will focus our discussion with the amino acid. You will have a separate discussion with the proteins, with the enzymes, with such. Okay, so may ibang discussion kayo niyan. Okay, so again, our focus will be purely on your amino acid. So, what will be our learning objective for today? Our learning objective is to simply know the general characteristics of your amino acid. What is the structure? What are the classification? And of course, we have to take note the clinical correlation or clinical importance of this amino acid. If we have a deficiency of this amino acid, if there's too much of this amino acid, what will be the effect on the body? So it's more on the what we call as it's more on the pathophysiological aspect of your amino acid. Okay, so let's start first with the general characteristics. No? As they said that there are more than 300 amino acids has been described, but only 20 are very, very much common that is found in your mammalian proteins. Again, there are only 20. Now, before we go directly to the amino acid, I want you to learn first the structure of a basic amino acid. Basically speaking, yung amino acid natin, they will have similar structure, no? The picture, the diagram, the structure is almost similar, except on one portion. That's gonna be the R group. Sorry, this gonna be the R group or your side chain, no? Dito sila nagkakaiba-iba, no? Again, no? Lahat ng amino acid, they will have the amine group, they will have the carboxyl group, they will have the alpha carbon, and you will have the hydrogen, the alpha hydrogen. Meaning to say, lahat ng amino acid merong ganito, except that they will differ on R group or side chain. So that's why if I ask in the exam, no, amino acid will have similar structure, they will all have similar structure, except that which group or part of it makes it different or unique. And of course, the answer for that will be the R group or side chain. I hope that is clear. Okay, let's continue. Tingnan natin, no? Except for proline, each amino acid has a carboxyl group. We know that, no? Meron siyang carboxyl group. This portion here is the carboxyl group. You will also have your amino group. This portion is also your amino group. Okay, and you will also have a distinctive side chain called the R group. This is now your R group or your side chain, no? All three, lahat ng tatlong itong grupong-grupo na to, they're all binded to the alpha carbon. Am I correct? No? You will have here the alpha carbon plus the alpha hydrogen. Sorry, pumipiyok. The structure of the R group now, sabi natin kanina, will dictate the function of the amino acid in your protein. Again, that's the one that will tell us what amino acid will that be. Okay? So again, no, very easy. The only thing that I want you to remember, the R group, dyan lang magkakaiba yung amino acid natin. Okay? Now, your amino acid is classified whether these are essential amino acid or non-essential amino acid. Pag sinabi nating essential amino acid, anong ibig sabihin yan? These are amino acids that are essential. O, di ba? Inulit lang natin. Meaning to say, these are amino acids that cannot be synthesized by the body. Meaning to say, hindi kayang gawin ng ating katawan. Meaning to say, kailangan nating makain through diet for us to get this amino acid. That's why we call it essential amino acids. And take note, there are only among sa 20 amino acids, these are the essential amino acids. You just focus on these mnemonics. Ito yung ginagamit namin to remember the essential amino acid. Private, team, whole, no? PVT, phenylalanine, valine, tryptophan, team, threonine, isoleucine, methionine, whole, histidine, arginine, lysine, and your leucine. Again, these are your essential amino acids. Okay, so therefore, you don't have to memorize the rest or the entire 20 amino acid. Meaning to say, yung mga hindi na mention dito are simply non-essential amino acids. Yun lang, okay? So again, these are all essential amino acids, cannot be synthesized. You have to get that from the diet. Some here, take note, arginine is considered nutritionally semi-essential. Okay? Pero again, no, para hindi tayo ma-confuse, just mention arginine as essential amino acid. Cysteine and tyrosine can be synthesized in the body but only from your essential amino acid precursor. So, kailangan mo yung essential amino acid for you to make your cysteine and your tyrosine. So, again, no, we already mentioned this a while ago. Essential versus your non-essential amino acids. Pag sinabi nating essential amino acid, these are amino acids that cannot be synthesized by the human body and are essential amino acid. Ulit na lang tayo. Kailangan makuha sa diet. In comparison to your non-essential amino acid, these can be synthesized by the body. No? Not necessarily be obtained from the diet. Di kailangan from the diet, no? So, again, that's how you differentiate essential versus your non-essential. All you need to remember is the essential amino acid. The rest will be non-essential amino acid. Okay. Now, we will focus now to the 20 amino acid. Our goal now here is to discuss individually, yung 20 na yon, dapat malaman natin ano yung mga side chain. No? There are 20 amino acid. So, again, amino acid can also be classified based on this characteristic. Are they non-polar side chains? Are these amino acid polar side chains? Or are they electrically charged side chains, yung mga side chains nila. No, pag sinabi nating non-polar, Doc Von, ano bang ibig sabihin yan? Pag sinabi nating non-polar side chain, meaning to say, these are the type of amino acids that have side chain that do not form hydrogen bonds with water. No? Kaya tinatawag silang hydrophobic. Okay? So again, they do not form hydrogen bonds. In comparison to polar, these are water-loving. These are hydrophilic, no? These are amino acids that have a polar side chains that can interact with water, no? Polar amino acids will interact with water because they have an electronegative atoms. They will have your oxygen, your nitrogen, or your sulfur, no? That will form hydrogen bonds. Okay? So again, as long as you're able to form a hydrogen bonds now, therefore you are a polar side chain group, under the polar side chain group. Now, another group here is your electrically charged side chain. No, yung side chain nila or your R group nila are electrically charged. Okay? These amino acids are divided whether they are acidic and a basic one, no? Based on their charge at a physiological pH. As simple as that, okay? So that's how you're able to differentiate the groups. Now, we will focus first on a non-polar side chain. Okay? So again, iisa-isahin natin tong 20 amino acids. Okay? So, these are all your non-polar side chain group. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A total of 9 amino acid. Now, I know you will be confused. Ang dami nakasulat dito, Doc Von. Let's just focus on each of these amino acid. Now, focus yourself on the diagram. Okay? Again, tingnan natin yung glycine. Na-learn natin kanina that your basic structure of an amino acid will contain amino group. This is the amino group. Carboxyl group. The alpha carbon. And the alpha hydrogen. Napapansin nyo, lahat ng na-mention ko, meron din sa iba. That's the point. Kasi nga, sabi natin, that these amino acid will only differ based on the presence of their, ano nga? The side chain, no? The R group. Diyan sila nagkakaiba. They will just differ on the side chain or R group. Let's focus on your glycine, no? This is said to be the simplest amino acid. Bakit? What is the side chain of your glycine? Only hydrogen. That's it. So, naka-memorize na tag-isa, no? Glycine, hydrogen is the only side chain. That's it. So, naka 1/20 na tayo. Naka-memorize na tayo ng isa. Ang learning goal natin at the end of this lecture video, dapat na-memorize na natin yung 20 amino acid. Okay? Because you can simply know how to draw this already. No? Alam na natin yan. All you need to do is remember now the side chain. So, glycine, hydrogen. Let's focus on your alanine. Alanine, letter designation is letter A. Glycine, letter designation is letter G. No? Again, I want you to memorize the letter designation. No? Again, memorize the letter designation. Glycine, letter G. Alanine, letter A. Valine, letter V. Because in multiple choice exam or quizzes, I'll just give the letter. The G, the A. So, kung hindi mo yan alam, you will be confused. Dok, bakit mas madali naman, Dok? Kung anong first letter, that's the equivalent. No, it's not. For example, phenylalanine, that's gonna be letter F. Tryptophan, that's gonna be letter W. Proline, that's the letter P. So again memorize the one letter designation of each of the amino acid. Okay, balik tayo sa alanine. What is the side chain of your alanine? That's gonna be your methyl, no? Your CH3. Okay, nakadalawa na tayo. CH3, methyl. Now, take a look at the valine. No? Valine, meron siyang marang mga methyl dito and meron din siyang branching. No? We call it now a branched alkyl. Again, this is now a branched alkyl group. Please remember that. Okay? Glycine, hydrogen, alanine, methyl, valine, branched alkyl group. Okay, now take a look at the leucine. Okay, take a look at the leucine. Diba parang kamukha sila ni valine? No, magkakamukha lang sila. It's just that your leucine will have a longer side chain kasi may additional na CH2 pa siya. So again, pag sinabi nating leucine, it has a longer branched alkyl side chain. Mas mahaba in comparison to the valine. Okay, take a look at isoleucine. Uy, Doc, paano naman yung isoleucine? Pag sinabi nating iso, when you hear the word iso, what do you mean by that? Remember, iso means the same. Okay? So, iso means same. Same with leucine. Take a look at leucine. Dok, hindi naman sila magkakamukha. Take a look at the different components here. Almost similar. May CH, may CH3, may CH2, may CH3. They're all the same. However, anong pinagkakaiba naman ni isoleucine dito? Similar to leucine, but they have different branching. That's it. No? Iba-iba lang ang branching niya. Similar sila ni leucine, iba-iba ang branching. So, nakalima na tayo. 5/20 na. Ang dali na lang. So, again, you have here glycine, alanine, valine, leucine, isoleucine. Let's review. Glycine, hydrogen, alanine, methyl, valine, alkyl group, leucine, ano sa leucine? Longer branched alkyl group, no? And your isoleucine, similar to leucine, but different branching. Okay? So again, that's how you remember the 5. Now, what are the rest of the nonpolar side chain? You have first the methionine. All you need to remember, no, ang pinaka-importante dito is that you know that there's a presence of your sulfur. That's it, no? In its side chain, you'll be able to see sulfur. Yun yung clue natin, no? As long as, there's a sulfur there, that's methionine. Okay. How about your phenylalanine? Your phenylalanine, take a look at, there's a ring. Anong tawag sa ring na to? This is what we call as your benzyl aromatic ring, no? Again, you will have a benzyl aromatic ring. That's it. That's your phenylalanine. Okay, your tryptophan on the other hand, there will be 2 rings here, no? Actually, they are just called your indole ring with the presence of nitrogen. So again, this structure here is what we call as now your indole ring plus meron siyang nitrogen. Okay? How about your proline? Take a look at proline. There's something about your proline in comparison with other side chain. Ano napapansin niyo sa proline? What do you see or observe about proline? Take a look at the side chain. The side chain of your proline is attached to the amino group. No? Unlike other side chain dito, naka-attach pa siya sa amino group, hindi. Naka-attach pa siya sa amino group, hindi. But that makes proline very, very unique. No? A cyclic structure where the side chain bonds to your amino group, making it very, very flexible. Okay? So again, your proline is very, very unique because again, it is attached to the amino group. That's why your proline is not said to be an amino acid, but rather it is an amino acid. Okay? Remember that. Sige, let's review. Glycine, hydrogen. Alanine, methyl. Valine, branched alkyl group. Leucine, longer side chain of your branched alkyl group. Isoleucine, similar to leucine, but they will have different branching. Methionine, presence of your sulfur. Phenylalanine, you will have your benzyl ring. Tryptophan, you have your indole ring. Proline, it's a cyclic structure attached to your amino group. Oh, see? You're able to memorize 9 amino acid out of 20. 11 na lang. See, madali lang naman, no? All we need to do is learn by heart the side chain. Okay? Sige, let's continue now. This is already your polar side chain. So we're done with the non-polar. We will focus ourselves to the polar side chain. You will have your serine, threonine, cysteine, tyrosine, asparagine, and your glutamine. Again, no, we will just focus on this amino acid. Let's start with serine. What do you see or what do you observe in our serine? Meron siyang OH. Very good. It contains a hydroxyl group. Basta nakita nyo na mayroong hydroxyl, no? Yung pinaka-tip niya, hydroxyl, that's serine. Let's compare it to your threonine. Threonine will also have a hydroxyl plus the presence of your methyl. So, hydroxyl plus methyl. How about your cysteine natin? Meron siyang SH. Uy, Doc, may sulfur, pero merong hydrogen. This SH is actually your thiol group. Again, that SH group now is what we call as your thiol, no? That will allow for disulfide bond formation. How about your tyrosine? Okay, tyrosine, it has also an aromatic ring, but what is attached to that aromatic ring is the presence of your hydroxyl, no? Basta may OH, no, or phenol, basta may phenol dito, OH naka-attach sa ring, no? This is already your phenyl tyrosine. Again, may hydroxyl sa aromatic ring natin, therefore that is a phenyl ring. Okay? This phenol now will give us a clue that this is a tyrosine. Okay? Another one is your asparagine, no? Asparagine and your glutamine. Asparagine letter N, glutamine letter Q. Asparagine here will contain an amide group. Again, ang tawag natin dito is your amide group. Okay? In comparison to your glutamine, similar siya sa asparagine except that it has a longer side chain. May additional pa siya na CH2. So, mas longer ang kanyang side chain. Okay? So, again, let's review. Serine, may hydroxyl group. Threonine, hydroxyl plus methyl. Cysteine, meron kang thiol group. Tyrosine, meron kang phenyl ring. Asparagine, meron kang amide. Glutamine, meron kang asparagine. Okay, again, glutamine, meron kang, glutamine, similar to asparagine, except that it has a longer side chain. Okay, very easy. So, Doc, ilan lang ating na-memorize? So, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We're down to the last 5 amino acid. Okay? So again, no, all you need to remember is the side chain. Tingnan nyo, napapansin nyo, pare-parehas lang naman sila. Side chain lang sila nagkakaiba. Okay, let's proceed with this electrically charged side chain. So remember, acidic amino acid are your aspartate and your glutamate. The basic one is your lysine, arginine, and your histidine. Please take note of this one, okay? Pag sinabi nating acidic, aspartate, letter D. Glutamate, letter E. Diba remember when a word ends with 8, ate, no? You just change it with IC plus acid. Kaya nga, aspartate is also called as aspartic acid. Glutamate is also called as glutamic acid. Okay, so please remember that. You also have your basic here, lysine, arginine, and histidine. Let's focus with the acidic one. What do you observe about your aspartate and glutamate? What is present here? It's similar with the carboxyl group. Diba remember, the basic structure of your amino acid will have a carboxyl group. So again, if you see a carboxyl group that is present, that is your aspartate. Take a look at your glutamate. Glutamate is similar with aspartate as well, no? You'll be able to see carboxyl group. But what makes it different now to the aspartate? Sige nga, tingnan nyo. You have a longer side chain. That's it. No, you see that there is a longer side chain still with carboxyl group. Therefore, that is now your glutamate. Glutamate and aspartate are the same. So therefore, what makes it acidic is by the presence of the carboxyl group. Okay? Now, let's proceed with the basic one. Patay, Doc. Ano na naman to, Doc? Hindi ko na to alam. Same, no? Just focus on the most important one. Take a look at your lysine, no? Your lysine here, it has a what we call as an amine group, no? If you see an amine group or your amino group kanina, no, that makes it basic actually. Again, if you see an amine group, that is now your lysine. Arginine, on the other hand, will have this important structure, no? May tatlong nitrogen siya. And again, this is what we call as your guanidinium group. Okay? So if you see a guanidinium group, that is your arginine. And lastly, you have your histidine. Your histidine will have 2 nitrogens on its side chain, and you see there is a ring. And this ring is very, very unique, and we call it your imidazole ring. Again, you see the presence of your imidazole ring. Okay, let's review. Aspartate, may carboxyl group. Glutamate, merong carboxyl group but longer side chain, similar to aspartate. Your lysine here will have an amine group. Your asparagine will have a guanidinium group. Your histidine, you'll have your imidazole ring. Okay? I hope you're able to differentiate now our 20 amino acids. So again, no, as simple as that. I'm not asking you to be able to draw this by heart. No, it's not. Hindi na kailangan. What I want or expect from you is at least by just seeing the diagram, you'll be able to classify that's the amino acid, Doc. Okay? Again, hindi ko na kayo nire-require na ipapadraw. Pero at least, when you see a picture of that amino acid, you know how to classify by just knowing the characteristic that we discussed a while ago. Are we clear? Okay. So again, no, please review this. So tapos na tayo sa basic structures ng 20 amino acid. For the remaining topics now, for the remaining part, what we're going to do now is to see the characteristics of each amino acid. So we're going to discuss the characteristic of the different amino acid. Okay, let's start again with your nonpolar. You have your glycine. Okay, glycine has the smallest side chain because again, it only contains hydrogen. As simple as that. Okay, please remember that your glycine is used in the first step of heme synthesis. Doc Von, what is heme synthesis? Remember that your red blood cell contains hemoglobin. Remember, hemoglobin is very important in carrying oxygen, which transport oxygen all throughout the body. Okay? Now, yung glycine natin, kailangan siya para ma-form yung first step ng heme synthesis natin. No? That's why here in the reaction, glycine plus this product will form this product. Okay? Ang point lang dito, kailangan ang glycine sa first step of your heme synthesis. That's it. Okay? Also used in the synthesis of your purines and creatine and conjugated to bile acid drugs and other metabolites. Okay. How about your alanine, Doc Von? Okay, remember alanine, meron tayong methyl dyan. Okay? Alanine is a carrier of your ammonia and of the carbons of pyruvate from skeletal muscle to the liver. No? So, your alanine will carry the ammonia. Remember, ammonia is a very toxic substance inside the body. You're able to release that. You have to release that. Again, that will be carried by your alanine. Aside from that, together with glycine, it will constitute a major fraction of free amino acid in the blood. So, kumbaga, maraming alanine sa ating dugo in comparison to other amino acid. Okay? Now, you have here your valine, your leucine, and isoleucine. Uy, Doc, bakit natin nag-group into three? No? Nag-group natin sila because these amino acid have similar structure somehow. No? Nagkakaiba lang sila sa branching or sino yung mas mahaba. We call it a branched amino acid. Remember that. So when I ask in the exam, enumerate the branched chain amino acid, your answer is the VIL. Now, that's my mnemonics. VIL. Valine, isoleucine, and you have your leucine. And that VIL now is the one that will accumulate if you will have a disease, what we call as the maple syrup urine disease. Okay, so don't worry, I will discuss that MSUD later. Okay, again, branched chain amino acid whose metabolite will accumulate in MSUD. So VIL are the branched chain amino acid. Okay, how about your phenylalanine? Okay, phenylalanine accumulates in phenylketonuria or PKU. No, that's the precursor of your tyrosine. So meaning to say, saan nagmula ang ating tyrosine? Sa phenylalanine. So, kung walang phenylalanine, walang tyrosine. Make sense? No, remember, phenylalanine is an essential amino acid. Tyrosine is not. But tyrosine can only be synthesized in the presence of your phenylalanine. Please remember that. Okay? Tyrosine, nagmula lang sa phenylalanine. How about your tryptophan? So, this is now your tryptophan here. Tryptophan is the largest side chain. Do you agree? Of course, you should agree kasi nakasulat dito. Joke lang. Tryptophan has the largest side chain. This one here. Anong tawag sa side chain natin dito? We call it your indole ring. Okay? And your tryptophan is a precursor of niacin, serotonin, and melatonin. Remember your melatonin, no? The one responsible for your circadian rhythm, for sleep pattern. Okay? Okay, sorry. Okay, now here, for you not to forget this one, meron kaming mnemonics na ginagamit dito. Again ha, yung niacin, serotonin, melatonin galing sa tryptophan. So, ang mnemonics namin dito is para hindi namin makalimutan, so that we will not forget it. Trip mo siya, no? Tryptophan, melatonin, serotonin, niacin. Trip mo siya, no? Okay, walay-walay ang ating mnemonics. Huwag niyo yung gayahin. Gumawa ko nun sa inyo. So again, no, that's our mnemonics. Trip mo siya, no? Melatonin, serotonin, niacin, galing lang sa tryptophan. Okay? I hope you're able to remember that. How about your methionine? Oy, remember kanina yung methionine natin by just the presence of your sulfur. Methionine is the source of the methyl group. That's why methionine is the precursor of your homocysteine and your cysteine. So therefore, yung cysteine natin and your homocysteine galing lang sa methionine. Okay. How about your proline, Doc? Uy, di ba? We discussed this a while ago. Sabi natin, ang proline is not an amino acid, but rather it is an amino acid, no? It contributes to the fibrous structure of the collagen and interrupts the alpha helices in your globular proteins. Dok, anong ibig sabihin yan? Yung proline natin, remember, no, nagfo-form siya ng cyclic. Tingnan nyo, di ba, naka-attach siya sa ating amino group? Sorry, pumipiyok. Actually, sorry guys, ang dami ko talagang beses na pumipiyok ako. Sometimes my student tend to count ilang beses na akong pumipiyok. Wala akong pake. Anyway, sabi natin, yung proline natin is not an amino, but rather an imino. No, because it forms a cyclic structure na naka-attach sa amino group. Okay? Naka-attach sa amino group dito. No? And it makes it very, very stable. That's why ang trabaho ni proline is very, very important now sa ating collagen sa connective tissue. It will make your skin and collagen very, very stable. Okay? No? Making the structure very, very stable. Okay? Please remember that. Okay. Now we proceed with the uncharged polar, no, amino acid uncharged polar, no, or the polar side chain. You have here the serine, the threonine, and your tyrosine. Let's start with that one, no. Now contains a polar hydroxyl group, site for O-link glycosylation and phosphorylation of your proteins, no. Please take note that your tyrosine is also a precursor of several compounds. We discussed a while ago that your tyrosine comes from the phenylalanine. Tama ba? Nagmula ang tyrosine sa phenylalanine. Walang phenylalanine, therefore walang tyrosine. Now your tyrosine will actually make other products. Tyrosine now will become levodopa, L-dopa, then becomes norepinephrine, and it becomes epinephrine. Okay, so it's the one that will generate other substances. So again, no, tyrosine is a precursor of several compounds. That's why we have also a mnemonics for this, not to forget that, no? Pare, true, love does not exist. No, ang ganda, di ba? Huwag kayong gumaya. Akin yan. No, hindi. Sa mga review center ko yan dati. No? Gumawa kayo ng sarili nyong mnemonics. Okay? So again, now remember, phenylalanine, tyrosine, levodopa, norepinephrine, epinephrine. Also a precursor for your thyroxine and your melanin. Okay. Now you have your asparagine and your glutamine. Asparagine is the site for N-link glycosylation of proteins. Glutamine naman is deaminated by glutaminase resulting in the formation of ammonia. So, i-deaminate mo siya, tatanggalin mo yung amino group mo, magfo-form ka na ng ammonia. And that is a major carrier of your nitrogen. So, I hope that you remember that. Doc, how about your cysteine? Now, the most important thing to remember about your cysteine is that it contains now your sulfhydryl group. Remember the SH? That SH is the thiol. Diba? Yung tama sabi natin, SH, the thiol. That's your sulfhydryl group. And that is very, very important in different part of your enzymes. No? It will participate in the biosynthesis of your CoA. You will remember this. You will still encounter this in the following discussion ng ating biochem. No? Two cysteines can be connected by a covalent disulfide bond to form your cysteine. Okay? Now, let's proceed with your aspartate and your glutamate. No? Now, let's focus to the glutamate. No? Glutamate is the precursor for your GABA and your glutathione. No, you're familiar with your GABA? Remember yung GABA natin, that's a major inhibitory neurotransmitter in the brain. Okay? Again, remember, precursor for GABA and your glutathione, yung ating glutamate. Okay. Next group, you have here your histidine, arginine, and your lysine. Arginine and lysine are positively charged. Yung histidine naman natin, they are being a weak base and has no charge. Okay? Now, histidine here, take note precursor of histamine, again, that refers to the histidine, not the other amino acid. Again, precursor of your histamine is your histidine. This histidine is also used in the diagnosis of your folic acid deficiency. Doc, what is that folic acid deficiency? No, it's a vitamin B deficiency. Okay, now take a look at here. Yung histidine natin, no, will be converted to become fig glue by the enzyme histidase. That fig glue, in the presence of your folic acid, will be converted into glutamate. Doc, bakit sabi dito that your histidine will be helpful in the diagnosis of folic acid deficiency using the FIGLU test. Because if you will have a folic acid deficiency here, anong mangyayari? Mag-a-accumulate ba ang FIGLU or magdi-decrease? Of course, walang mag-convert, there's no enzyme or there's no substance that will convert FIGLU into glutamate. Am I correct? Therefore, your FIGLU will accumulate. There will be too much of the FIGLU because it will not be converted into glutamate by the presence of your folic acid. Wala kang folic acid pero kung mayroon kang folic acid, i-convert niya into glutamate. Kaya nga ang problema, wala. Therefore, your FIGLU will accumulate. And that FIGLU now will be excreted in the urine. No? Folic acid deficiency elevates FIGLU with oral histidine load. Okay? So, I hope that is clear. Okay? Now, you have here your arginine. That's a precursor of your creatinine, urea, and your nitric oxide. You also have your lysine. That's a precursor of your carnitine. No, Doc, what is that carnitine, Doc? You're familiar with L-carnitine na nasa Fit and Right? Di ba yung ginagamit na pampapayat? No, sa Fit and Right, di ba? May L-carnitine. No, Fit and Right, because that carnitine here will play, or your lysine here will play a critical role in fatty acid metabolism. Okay, so kakailanganin for fatty acid metabolism. Okay, that's it. We discussed all the 20 essential amino acids and their characteristics. No? Ano yung structural characteristic nila? Ano yung mga basic function nila? So again, no, all you need to do, list down ano yung side chain, ano yung function, para mas madali nyong maalala. Okay? Now, we also have a 21st amino acid. Tinatawag natin yung selenocysteine. No? Tingnan nyo, this is a cysteine, this is now your selenocysteine. This is said to be the 21st amino acid. Pero, magkakamukha sila na cysteine except that instead of sulfur here, meron kang selenium. That's it. That's your selenocysteine. But this is not very, very common. Even the pyrrolysine, which is said to be the 22nd amino acid, this is still not common. No, this is encoded by your UAG codon, UAG. Now, remember that codon? No, it's the subcodon. Okay? But not present in humans. This is just nice to know. Okay. Now, let's proceed with what we call as your amino acidopathies. Okay? Pag sinabi ko, when I say the word amino acidopathies, meaning to say, these are diseases that is related to your amino acid. Maybe amino acid is too much, maybe amino acid is deficient. No? So again, amino acidopathies are rare, inherited disorders of amino acid metabolism. No? Abnormalities in activity of a specific enzyme in the metabolic pathway. Abnormalities in the membrane transport system for your amino acid. Okay, let's proceed now with some of your important amino acidopathies. We have here your phenylketonuria. We call it your PKU. Okay, from the name itself, PKU, phenylketonuria. What amino acid is being implicated here? It's gonna be the phenylalanine. Phenylalanine. So, Doc, what happens here in phenylketonuria? Results from decreased phenylalanine hydroxylase or decreased tetrahydrobiopterin, no? And tyrosine becomes essential and your phenylalanine will accumulate. Doc, what do you mean by that? So, sabi dito, no? Take a look at the diagram, no? Remember, nakukuha mo ang phenylalanine from diet because phenylalanine is an essential amino acid. However, your phenylalanine cannot be converted into tyrosine. Sabi natin, tyrosine comes from phenylalanine. Bakit hindi siya ma-convert, Doc? Why is it that it's not being converted? Because you lack a certain enzyme. And what enzyme is that? Your phenylalanine hydroxylase. Therefore, what will accumulate now? It's the phenylalanine kasi nga hindi siya mako-convert. So, dadami ang phenylalanine. Am I correct? Phenylalanine will accumulate and you will not have any tyrosine anymore unless you get it from the diet. Okay? So, what will now be the effect if there is too much of this phenylalanine. Accumulation of your phenylketones, all of this will accumulate, no? This will lead into severe mental retardation, failure to walk or talk, seizures or fair skin, and even your eczema, no? And also you will have a characteristic musty body odor. Again, no? Phenylketonuria is actually one of the tests for your newborn screening, no? If you are medtech right now listening to my discussion, please take note that this will be your work as part of your newborn screening, no? Kayo yung magpiprick, ilalagay niyo sa kit and itetest niyo yan, no? For those who are nurses naman, you will also be able to observe this one because you will be required that all your newborns dapat mag-undergo ng newborn screening. Okay, so even anong kurso ang nakikinig ngayon, no, you have a part of this newborn screening, no? Newborn screening is a very, very important test, no? Pagpamanganak pa lang sa baby, kailangan merong newborn screening, no? Part of that newborn screening, you're able to identify or check if meron ba siyang mga ganitong sakit. And part of that is your phenylketonuria, no, your PKU. Okay? Because if you will not be able to detect this as early as possible, then the child will undergo severe mental retardation. Doc, if ever doc na-detect ng early, will the child be able to normally live a normal life? Yes. No, you see the difference now? Kaya nga importante yung newborn. Kaya again, the DOH, no, pinagbabawal nila yung sa bahay mga anak, no? Lahat dapat na mga anak, it's either sa hospital or sa maternity lying in. It should be DOH accredited because all of these babies will undergo the newborn screening test. No? So that's the importance of that because the DOH wanted to be able to detect these diseases as early as possible. Okay? Please remember that. Okay? So, there are so many problems, no? Failure to walk, pwede magka-seizure, fair skin, and even skin lesions here. We do not want this to happen to our child. Okay? So, Doc, how are you going to treat your patient? Of course, since sobrang-sobra yung phenylalanine natin, dietary control, or since wala kang tyrosine, tama ba? Because hindi siya makakonvert, all you need to do is increase your diet with tyrosine. So, you have to take note of, just remember, no, try na ano yung mga good sources ng phenylalanine and your tyrosine. Okay? Okay, the next disease is what we call as your alkaptonuria. Now, we call it your alkaptonuria. This is a congenital deficiency of your homogentisate oxidase, no, in the degradative pathway of tyrosine, which will lead to build-up of your homogentisic acid. Doc, ano na naman yan, Doc? Sabi natin kanina, no, usually, yung mga sakit na i-discuss natin, ang problema is enzyme. Kulang ka sa enzyme. If kulang ka sa enzyme, hindi siya magfa-further produce ng certain products. Sabi dito, nag-accumulate yung homogentisic acid. Okay? This is your homogentisic acid. Okay? Now, because that homogentisic acid should be converted into this product. However, you lack the homogentisic acid oxidase. Wala ka nito or sira or mutated or not working. So that homogentisic acid will not be further converted into this product. So what will happen? Dadami yung homogentisic acid natin. Okay? Another diagram here. No? You lack the certain enzyme, you lack this enzyme. So therefore, nag-accumulate yung ating homogentisic acid. And that homogentisic acid will be converted into benzoquinones and it's an ochronotic pigment. Pag sinabi nating ochronotic pigment, it will result into darkening of the connective tissue. That's why you see here the cartilage, the nose, connective tissue here, pati sa ears, there will be blackening. No, there will be darkening of the skin, okay, or the connective tissue here. Okay? And aside from that, because your alkaptone bodies now will actually cause the urine to turn black on standing. So, may ihi ang pasyente, after several hours, makikita natin na iitim na yung kulay, no, magiging black na siya. Okay? But this is a benign disease, but you may have a debilitating arthralgias. Doc, how are you going to treat our patient? So basically, it aims now to reduce the pigment deposition. You reduce phenylalanine and tyrosine in the diet. No, i-reduce mo lang. Kasi nga, hindi siya mako-convert into further products because you lack certain enzyme. Okay? You can give vitamin C for older children and even your adults. Okay? Okay, the next one is your cystinuria. Okay, cystinuria is an inherited defect of renal tubular amino acid transporter for your cysteine, ornithine, lysine, and arginine in the PCT of the kidneys. Doc, anong ibig sabihin yan? Ang problema mo is that wala kang transporter for this amino acid. You don't have any transporter. That's, just remember the mnemonics COLA. What is that COLA, Doc? Cysteine, ornithine, lysine, and arginine. Since there's no transporter for those amino acids, what will happen? The excess cysteine now will accumulate here in your kidney. Pwedeng sa kidney, pwedeng sa urinary bladder. And that can lead into the formation of kidney stone or staghorn calculi. No? Magiging bato. Okay? So, how are we going to treat that, Doc? You can give acetylazamide to alkalinize the urine para ma-destroy yung ating bato. But again, no, that the problem if masyadong malaki na ang bato, then you have to undergo surgery for that. Okay, that's for your cystinuria. Okay, the next one here is your maple syrup urine disease. What we call as your MSUD. Uy, remember yung MSUD natin kanina? Uy, Doc, what do you remember about MSUD? The branched amino acid. Remember, in MSUD, branched amino acid will accumulate. Ano nga yung branched amino acid natin, your mnemonics? That's gonna be your VIL, valine, isoleucine, and leucine. Nag-accumulate ito because that amino acid is not further converted into certain products because you lack certain enzyme. Nakikita nyo, enzyme ang problema natin. And what enzyme is that? You have alpha ketoacid dehydrogenase complex deficiency. Wala kang mga enzyme, therefore it will not be converted, therefore this amino acid will accumulate. What is the most important clinical presentation here, Doc? You will have a characteristic odor imparted to the urine by alpha ketoacid and it will have a very, very sweet smell. Maple syrup, no? Maple syrup, okay? You will also have ketoacidosis may lead to death in infancy and you will also have a severe mental retardation. And again, remember, MSUD is also part of the newborn screen test. No, part pa rin siya. You see the importance now na dapat sa hospital or maternity lying in nanganganak ng isang mother. Because, again, you want to detect all of these possible diseases by just using the blood of the baby. Okay? So, again, no, you will be imparting a maple syrup. No, I remember I have a resident before, no? And there is a diaper of a baby na gusto niya ipaamoy sa akin. Of course, dalawang isip ako. But when I try to smell it, okay, it will really have a very, very sweet smell because of that maple syrup. Para siyang maple syrup. Para siyang sweet smell. Okay? Again, that's your maple syrup urine disease. So, therefore, Doc, how are we going to treat our patient? No, you will have a dietary restriction. No, limit the intake of your VIL because masyadong marami na yung valine, isoleucine, and leucine natin to the minimum required to permit normal growth. No, you will also have your thiamine-dependent variant of your MSUD. No, you give a large dose of your vitamin B1 to increase enzyme activity. Okay. Now, ito na yung sinasabi kong newborn screening, no? Ito na yung newborn screening, no? Sa trabaho ng MedTech, maglalagay sila ng dugo, no? Siguro mga 5 ba yan or 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not sure kasi dati on my time, nakatry din ako nito 4 pa lang or 5. I'm not sure what is the current guidelines now. And these are the diseases. Dati, 6 lang yan. Sa panahon ko, 6 lang yan. But right now, there are a lot of diseases that will be detected by your newborn screening. Okay? So, please take note, ano kaya yun? Ilan kaya yung mga sakit na yun? No? But during my time, 6 lang yun. You have congenital hypothyroidism, congenital adrenal hyperplasia, galactosemia, phenylketonuria, the G6PD deficiency, and the MSUD. Remember, we discussed your MSUD and your PKU. Again, it's very, very important to detect as early as possible. Why? Because if you're going to detect as early as possible, tingnan nyo, they are all normal. They will live a normal life. No? Epekto pag hindi na newborn screening, malubhang mental retardation, even the death of our patient. See? This is now very, very important for you, no? The role of the medtech, kayo yung magpiprick, no? Usually sa heel ng bata, ipiprick nyo yan and you collect sample. Pag nurses, sila yung magfa-facilitate na dapat nakuna na talaga yung ating mga pasyente. So again, no, all of us has a certain role for this one. Okay, so now you see, no, we're able to discuss all the 20 amino acids, no? Ano yung structure nila, ano yung mga important function nila. Plus, we're able to at least discuss the most important diseases that is correlated with your amino acid. With that ends my lecture. So, please prepare for a quiz, study harder, no? Again, kaya na to ni. Thank you everyone and have a blessed day.